on a night like tonight where we went to work and came straight from work here.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like work-life balance? Like, how is your work-life balance?
So I was on vacation.
See, now I'm
But I
hating.
work hard
I ain't been
at
on
home.
vacation in years,
Listen,
so
I
I'm
was on a
hating now.
staycation. I did so many things. I think that work-life balance is very important. I definitely think it's a term that here lately has been thrown around a lot. And I just think it depends on what's important to you. That's my take on it. Some people, it's finding that work-life balance. I think first you have to dig deep and say what's important to me. If it's important for you to be able to cook every night, if it's important for you to spend quality time with your kids, or one-on-one time with your dog, or like working out. It depends on whatever's important to you. I think that's the first thing that we should talk about.
Definitely. But generally speaking, just to give like a generalized definition of what work-life balance is, it's basically the ability to balance your personal and professional life effectively, so as to not cause one to overlap or hurt the other, in essence.
Okay.
Because spending time with your family is just as important as spending time trying to learn your job to the extent in which you can be as effective as possible. Because going to work and not being effective is going to eventually lead to disappointment, which can play out into your personal life, because you may not be making the salary you're making, and that in turns doesn't sort out the bills that you get month to month, so it has a trickle down effect. And the sooner we learn to balance those two things, it don't matter what your situation is, it's all about creating a structure or putting systems in place.
That part.
Now things can happen over time that can come in between your work-life balance. For example, you may go to the gym 5 days a week, you know what I'm saying, and something happened, your child is sick and you have to spend more time away from the gym to tend to that child. Those are like events that are one would call miscellaneous, because it's not the norm. It happens here and there, and it can happen, it cannot, maybe whatever, but it's all about that resilience in retaining that structure that you've implemented. So like you said, it boils down to your values and what's important to you, because if your value is health, you're going to prioritize it no matter how busy you are.
Right.
Even if it's 15 minutes before you actually need to wake up, you're going to wake up that 15 minutes and you're going to jump rope and you're going to build on how you can think. And like I said, it's the consistent habits over time that leads to that ultimate result or goal that you're working towards. So work-life balance is very important, and a lot of people struggle to balance work and their personal life, their professional.
I think because there's so many things involved in our day-to-day, and I think also it depends on the lifestyle that you have, the job that you have, the money that you're making, the money that you're needing to make. I think a lot of that influences our work-life balance. That's why it's a term that has been thrown around a lot lately. When the inflation is real, things are more expensive. People are making less in comparison to the cost of living. And so sometimes people are having 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet, not even just to kind of survive. And so if you're in a situation where that's your case, like, do not get frustrated. Do not think like, I have to have a work-life balance, because sometimes you are in survival mode and there's nothing wrong with that. But you do have to kind of, at one point, it will catch up to you. So just know that it's hard. Like, how do you go from, I have 2 or 3 jobs, I'm making ends meet, I have a family, I have kids, I have myself, my personal, like, how do you go from that to maybe like going into a place where you're not having that 3rd job?
Okay.
Or like now I would say like building a skill, finding something, but it's really going to take a lot of effort,
Good point. And that's exactly what we're doing. So it boils down to strategy. It boils down to strategy, determination, perseverance, all of that. You have to have those qualities within you, because without those qualities, it's going to be hard for you to maintain the strength that you need to pull through. So
which qualities? I just want to hear it again, because I'm about to write them down.
Oh, the qualities of like perseverance,
What's that?
Determination.
I know what determination is, because I'm determined not to be broke any longer.
Perseverance and determination kind of goes hand in hand, because perseverance is, I'm doing this no matter what, no matter how difficult it gets. It's kind of similar to being resilient in essence, right? So just another big word, but
yeah.
So if you're determined, I feel like like storming. I feel like getting a piece of paper, writing down what's important to you, like I said earlier, and then from there, dividing your time up. Like you say, finding a strategy.
Yeah. So exactly. So I was saying strategy, right? Because the thing is, for example, I want to start a podcast. My why for starting this podcast maybe I want to just be able to chill and make money. I can't chill and make money right now. I got kids, I got bills, I got rent, I got to survive.
Right.
So what did we do? We comprised a plan. We created a strategy. We're gonna meet here every Thursday, irrespective of what we got going on, and we're gonna make it work.
Right.
It's gonna take some sacrifice. I mean, my kids are here with me, for example. I mean, it's a sacrifice because I have to make this meeting in order to, at some point, be alleviated of working that third job or working for somebody else. But I can't expect to just, I'm gonna just start a podcast and just put it out there tomorrow and I'm rich. It's time. So you have to understand that, it's a process, and
have you heard that?
It's all about, hold on. It's all about creating a strategy within whatever strategy you have going on. So working 3 jobs is a strategy because you know that it's gonna allocate the funds you need to survive on a day-to-day. But you create a strategy within that strategy that's gonna combat that strategy, that difficulty that you're going to allocate that funds. What can I do to make more money and do less so I can spend more time with my kids? So you start thinking, and like I said, when you start channeling your thoughts in the right direction, it shifts your focus to the positives, which ultimately trickles down to opening up opportunities for you. You start seeing life different. So that's really where it starts from. We all have different situations. It could be a situation where you were married and your husband was a breadwinner and he passed. Now you're a single mom, you're the breadwinner. You may have to work that 3 jobs, but what's your plan? And they have a saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And your vision is your picture of the future. If you have no vision, you have no future. And a person without no future will always return to their past.
Good one.
Bars.
Okay, we're ending the podcast right there. That's all I have to say.
No, drop mic.
Yeah.
Mic drop. But you did have a point that you were trying to get to.
Yeah.
He said, hopefully it's...
Do you remember?
He took that point and he ran with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, finding
I could read your mind, Annie.
Okay.
I know what you're thinking.
Bars on bars?
Let's just go ahead and go home with
You
it.
just take it.
We're just irrelevant here.
I don't think
We're useless here, like
Stop
you said.
it. Stop it.
Nothing I can do here. But you know what? I'm gonna find a use because that's I'm what?
No, what I was
Perseverance.
Gonna say,
Our perseverance not useless in this podcast. So
Exactly.
I would do something.
Listen, what I was going to say earlier is it's very similar to what you were saying, but I'm going to kind of compress it to 3 different things.
Oh, snap. Yeah, make it easy because that boy, he was spitting so hard I couldn't even focus.
I know. You have really good points, yeah.
Thank you.
Have you ever heard the terms storming, forming, and norming?
Storming?
Yep.
Storming.
Storming, forming, and norm.
And
So storming is like getting the thoughts together, like brainstorming.
Brainstorming.
Get out of here.
Forming is the implementation. Let me stop. Go ahead.
No, it's good. So storming is whenever, like Mikhail said, you're brainstorming, getting your thoughts together, organizing things. Forming is the second step. Like what he was saying, the strategy. Like finding the strategy, how you're going to implement it, what you're going to do until it becomes a norm.
There you go.
Where it's like a day to day.
There you go.
So those are 3 things that write them down. Write them down.
Journal.
Put them in your journal. Put them on the wall. Put them on a piece of paper. Put them on your hand. Put them on your wrist. Put them on your phone. Just storm, form, and norm. Man. And that's going to be applied in so many areas in your life too.
Yep.
So
definitely.
That you guys are listen. All right.
Listen.
Because you went on a rant, and I was gonna ask you some questions, but it's just like he really killed. At this point, I'm beating a dead horse. So I'm gonna talk about something else, which is still on topic because I wanted to get out. I don't want my bank account to have $10 in it no more. So my work-life balance, which I do have, I like to work out, I like to cook, as I've been talking about, and you know what I'm saying, I like to have the honeys over. So that's the 3 things, plus I have the job, right? So if I have another job, what do you think that I should cut back on? Because I'm okay. I want to start storming. I'm storming, and I come to the realization that I need to work at least one more job. Right? I'm working 40 hours right now. I may need to work 60 to 80 hours. So that's doubling, my time. And I've worked a double job before, and you know what I'm saying, like I wasn't able to eat properly. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm cooking my own meals, so I have healthy food options, right? But if I'm running between jobs, I get off, I got to get to the next job within like an hour. I don't have time to go get the food. I don't have time to cook it. So now I have to eat more fast food. So I'm already taking a bunch of L's already, right? I can't get the honeys off because I'm working all the days I was usually off. I got to sacrifice that too. And working out, please. I'm too tired. I don't have the energy to work out. So I understand that you want me to make a plan. But I'm looking for a little bit of help here as well because you brought up a lot of scenarios, but at the same time, I need some implementation as well because I can write this all down and it might take me a year or two. I don't know how long it's supposed to take me to get out of this hole because I got to get this $10 ain't gonna work, bro.
Yeah.
And on top of that, and on top of that, consider this too, because this is the 3rd or 4th episode I've been listening to y'all talk. And oh my God, we talked about emotional intelligence, right? Okay, that was 101. Right now, my esteem is getting higher. Listening to y'all, okay, I feel a little bit better. Positive things. In fact, my positivity led me to cooking and working out. Right, my mental awareness. I'm not cussing people out as quickly. It still can't happen though. And my self care, I do watch a lot more now. And I'm showing more gratitude. Based off of what y'all been saying. So on top of all that, you still want me to have a balance, and I'm about to destroy the balance that I had because I got to work 2 or 3 more jobs.
So what is something, like, what is your goal? Like, what would you like to do?
My goal is to stop having $10 in my bank account and waiting on another check.
So, well, there's a lot of options. You guys might not know this, but we work in, like, the financial realm. So I think sometimes an opportunity would be just use what you have, like the talent that you do have. You love to cook. So use that to make more money. So while you're finding that work-life balance, you can focus on that to make more money. And I'll give you an example. Like my daughter, she has 2 jobs, or she had 2 jobs, and going to school. Yes, part-time jobs.
Wait, what?
Yes.
How old is she?
She's 17.
She's 17. She's in high school.
She's in college, early college.
Good.
Yes, and she had 2 jobs. And
what 2 jobs?
Without a need, I will say this: like she doesn't have a financial need to go to do that, but she thought she did. She came home from work one day, and she was just tears like running down her face, no emotion, just tears. And I was like, "What happened?" I thought like something really major had happened. And she was like, "Mom, I'm so stressed at my job and this and that." And I was just looking at her, I was like, "Baby, you don't need to do that. Like, you don't need to put yourself in that predicament. You're in a good position where you don't have to do that." And I was like, find something you love. I was like, you love to do nails. You love to do this. You like do what you love. That's so important to find that work-life balance. And I was like, she loves to work at this restaurant that she works at. She loves it. She comes home and she's happy. She feels like she has a meaning there, a purpose, friends. She enjoys serving people. But at the other job, she was not getting that there. So I told her, I was like, I will help you. And she also had the money to invest in herself. I was like, I will help you get started on this new journey. And so she stopped one thing to work on a balance in her life. Because what is a purpose if you're unhappy? So why go look for that 3rd, 2nd job where you can just take what you do enjoy, you like cooking,
Yep, I like cooking.
start selling food to your friends. Say, hey,
turnover.
Think about sell food to Rob.
Think about turnover though. Think about the turnover time. So that may be a factor in that process. So turnover time is something to take into consideration too, because he can cook and he can go sell food, but it's not something that's gonna happen that quick because obviously you gotta buy plates, you gotta buy the food and cook it.
Right.
And, but it's a thought that can be a life changer. Once you implement a strategy that suits that. But just so as to not stray too far from that point, what I did want to say is back to your question when you said, what do you do when you've implemented